lovely people, and welcome back to week 3 of Asian Readathon. If you're new here, hi, my name is Noah. I am a bookish and a lifestyle vlogger born and raised and still based in New York City. I would love it if you would subscribe and join me. It's like 10 p.m. on Monday. I haven't read anything at all. I have read a book a day this month, so I'm kind of giving myself a break. I do plan on tucking myself in fairly soon. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I want to tuck myself in with a book. I do have a couple of audiobooks that I do plan on getting to this week, but I do have 3 physical books that I want to talk to you about. So the first book is for Asian Readathon, and that is The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. This book is about 4 Chinese women who create a mahjong group. They're immigrants in San Francisco. This book I can't really talk about. It is the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. It is the second book in the Friendzone. It is a companion series. It follows a different woman, not the main woman from the first book, but do not read this book first. It's not like the Kiss Quotient. I mean, I guess the Kiss Quotient and the Bride Test, you can technically read the Bride. It's more like, I would say, the Wedding Date. It's not like the Wedding Date. You have to read the Friendzone first. Otherwise, this book, if you read it, will be ruined for you. The series will be ruined. So I do want to get to it this week because it did come out last month, but I probably won't be talking about it too much on this vlog. And then the last physical book that I have is Happy and You Know It by Laura Hankin, and obviously this is my Book of the Month edition. I made some smoothies this morning, which was really nice. I got a delivery of 3 books, but I can only talk to you about one of them because they're from Book Depository, and I am planning on doing a Book Depository haul because I did get quite a few. This book, I was afraid it wouldn't come in time, and it's Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. Oh, that smells really good. Oh. I am gonna try to get to it this week, but there is still a full week of May left, so I can read this next week if anything. So I did start and finish Cappuccinos, Cupcakes, and a Corpse by Harper as you saw. The audiobook is really short. It's only 4 hours long. I just picked it up really randomly, and it's not good. Gave it 2 stars, as you saw. It's 4 hours, so it's really quick and easy. I feel like it's definitely better to read it as an audiobook because who would want to suffer through 200 pages of that? It's supposed to be some mystery. Francesca is back home in Cape Bay, I think it's called, in Massachusetts. Her mom died, so she's taking over the cafe, and she's walking home one day and she stumbles upon the dead body of her neighbor, and she's trying to figure out who killed him because apparently he was poisoned. So she's a terrible amateur sleuth. The mystery is extremely weak. I kept waiting for it to get better and better, and it just got worse and worse. The characters are very underdeveloped and forgettable, and also the narrator, Marguerite Gavin, I think her name is, she only speaks in a New England accent for the male characters, which I thought was really weird. Not gonna be continuing that series. I am back in leggings today, but I put on a blouse. It's like a blouse-ish, but sadly, since I worked out before, I'm gonna shower. I'll realistically be back in my pajamas. Told ya! Oh my god. I am having a really difficult time not talking about this book because I'm enjoying it so much. I've been listening to the music, the songs for each chapter, and it just makes the experience so much better. It creates such the perfect atmosphere, the perfect vibe. I'm smiling, giggling, and I want everyone to read it, so please read The Friendzone first. Oh my gosh. I do have plans to start an audiobook, but I have really little tasks for today, so it frees up my time to read like a physical book actually, and also it's really difficult to put this down. The audiobook that I plan on getting to is another Sandhya Menon book called There's Something About Sweety. This one is the second book in the When Dimple Met Rishi series. This one follows Rishi's brother Ashish. I don't know if this is because I'm on my period and I'm overly sympathizing with Sloan, but yeah. I really wish I could talk about this book. I finished finished this a little bit ago, made a story about it, and Abby Jimenez reposted it. It's fine, whatever. I'm giving this 5 stars. I think the ending was a little bit too cleaned up, but I still really enjoyed it. It was just the last chapter that I wasn't like super happy about, but I really enjoyed it. She has a new book in the series coming out next year. Oh my god, highly recommend. I think it's definitely, I know, it's definitely my favorite book of the month so far. Dare I say, the year.
Chapter 1. Ashish. List of totally overrated things. 1. Love. 2. Girls. 3.
I don't miss you.
I haven't done any reading today, but look what came in the mail from Book Depository. It's so tiny, but this means I can definitely read it by this month. Smells really good. Last night I did finish There's Something About Sweety by Sandhya Menon, and also I have a total page count for so far of 739 pages because I finished 3 books including this one. I think I'm giving it 3 stars. I really like Sandhya Menon, but it's just, she's always just a middle of the road kind of author for me. This is Friday Noah popping in to tell you the plot of There's Something About Sweety because I didn't do that. This is following Ashish, Rishi's younger brother, and he is heartbroken over Celia and is having trouble talking to girls, which he has never had a problem with. Although he has always opposed it, he decides to ask his parents to set him up with someone, and that's Sweety. So Mrs. Patel propositions Sweety's mom. Sweety's mom is not into the idea because she thinks that Ashish will reject her because her daughter is fat. Now Sweety resents that her mother is always making excuses for her just because she's fat. So she decides to take matters into her own hands and reaches out to Ashish on her own, and they start dating in secret. Sweety and Ashish are really cute, and I really appreciated and liked that the issues that it talked about, because Sweety is fat and how she's reclaiming that word for herself, that doesn't mean anything bad, and it doesn't. It's just words, skinny and fat, and people throw around those words to her in an insulting way, but if she doesn't view that way, she doesn't get hurt by it. And it was really rough hearing her mother feel ashamed of her. I mean, it wasn't that she was, but she just didn't want Sweety to get hurt. And there were just so many people in their community who would make fun of Sweety and just openly make comments about her weight, which wasn't really nice, but how Sweety created this Sassy Sweety project for herself to show the world that she is unaffected by that. She's fine with how she is, and she's fat and is still like the #1 track star at school, which I thought was really great. But in terms of the story, it's just a 3-star read for me, which is above average, so it's still okay. Oh man, that's showing up worse on camera. That's so shiny. I have an extra pimple because I was too lazy and I didn't wash my face last night. I'm going to tuck myself into bed early tonight. I am going to start Toilet Club as my new book for today. Just right off the bat, you can tell this book is a little bit older. It was published in 1989 and spent 9 months on the New York Times bestseller list, but it has a table of contents. Last night, I always just film on my desk. I read part 1 of this book, so that's 84 pages. It was perfect because I was kind of in that in-between moment of being tired but not quite. There's 4 parts to this book, and this book follows 4 women and their 4 daughters. 4 women immigrated from China to San Francisco, and they have a mahjong club called the Joy Luck Club. All the women are reflecting and just looking back at their lives, that they had, difficult or not, in China. I think it's supposed to follow the daughters' stories. The first part is all about the mothers, and then the next 2 are about the daughters, and then I think the last one is about the mothers again. For today, I started a new book, audiobook, that I've been listening to, The Girl from the Well by Rin Chupeco. Rin Chupeco is Chinese-Filipino, and I think the character, the main boy, Tarquin, is half Japanese. I'm about 23% of the way through. There is a spirit, a ghost of a young girl who was murdered. She was thrown down a well, and so now she hunts murderers. She sees this boy who just moved into the neighborhood who is covered in tattoos. His mother like tattooed him when he was 5 or something. There's something attached to him, a spirit, that the girl doesn't quite understand, so I think she's been following him around. did get a package from Swell. My new shaker arrived. It's so pretty. I decided to get it in the black marble. There was a set that I wanted from West Elm, but it had a brass finish and I felt like once it wears off it just wouldn't look really nice. So I got this one. It's stainless steel. I'll link it down below. I think on your first order you can get a code, so that's how I did it. It comes with a jigger inside of it, so that's perfect. It's so pretty. I mean, it looks a little bit like an urn, but it's so pretty. I really like the black marble. So I just finished, sorry if it's a little loud, it's Memorial Day weekend, so my neighbors are doing some sort of barbecue thing. I think I'm gonna give this book 2 stars. It's weird. I feel like it was a little bit too long regarding the story. Riley Marie had recommended it, so I thought it would be good. I think that set up too much high expectations for it, and I'm giving it 2 stars. I wish that I could say that it made me more interested in Japanese folklore, but I don't know. It just, because I know that Sadako from The Ring is based off of this folklore and stuff, the storyline wasn't that interesting to me, and I was curious about the boy's tattoos because it was meant to protect him. It was like a seal to protect him from some sort of spirit. I don't know, it was kind of meh. I considered starting a new audiobook for today, but I think I'm gonna continue with the Joy Luck Club. So this morning I started reading Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. The audiobook is only 5 hours long, and also the author himself is narrating it. Said and Nadia fall in love during a civil war, and this book contains magical realism, so there are doors that can whisk people away to safety, and they realize that it's getting a little bit too dangerous, so they decide to look for a door. I think I'm only like 20% of the way through it, and I'm not really sure what to make of it still. I'm over 50% of the way through for this book, and I'm just really confused. I had such high expectations for this book. I just finished it and I'm giving it 1 star. I honestly probably would have DNF'd it if I wasn't reading it for a readathon. I could have DNF'd it. Oh, it's my 88th book of the year, and I think I just had high expectations for it because everyone on BookTube gave it such glowing reviews. I just don't think Mohsin Hamid's writing style meshed well with me. I wasn't really listening to it towards the end because I just couldn't get interested into the story, and it's supposed to be magical realism, but the doorways just didn't seem fantastical at all. It sort of just happened, and I just didn't like the characters. I didn't feel like there were any substance to them. Oh man, that is so disappointing. That's my second 1-star read for this readathon. I read another section of this last night before I went to bed, and it was reading in the daughter's perspectives, and so far it's really sad. That's all I can describe it as, or like melancholic. The daughters all have really strange relationships with their mother. They're not very close. You can tell the mothers were very strict and were trying to enforce a certain type of etiquette living. I don't know, but you know, all parents do that. Reading about it, you can tell how it changed their relationships over time. I had started Seduced by a Scot on audio by Julia London, and it's actually the 6th book in the Highland Groom series, but I had just DNF'd it. I think I DNF'd it maybe like less than 20%. I like tuned out of it, and then I had no idea what was going on, so I just decided gonna get rid of it. It's like not even worth talking about. Goodbye. Hi everyone, it's Monday now. I'm here to close up the vlog. I read 7 books for this week, but only finished 5 because one of which I DNF'd and one of which I am still in the middle of. So to wrap everything up, I started off the week reading Happy Ever After Playlist by Abby Jimenez, and wow, favorite book of the year, I'm already saying it, and I gave it 5 stars. Next, I read Cappuccinos, Cupcakes, and A Corpse by Harper, and I gave that 2 stars. My first book for Asian Readathon this week was There's Something About Sweety by Sandhya Menon, and I gave that 3 stars. And then I'm still in the middle of the Joy Luck Club. I read about 79 pages last night, so I'm still in the middle of this. You'll see me finishing it up in the vlog that's literally right after this. I'm gonna start it right after this clip. And then I read The Girl from the Well by Chupeco, which was 2 stars. And then I read Exit West by Mohsin Hamid, and that was 1 star for me, sadly. And I also started Seduced by a Scot by Julia London, DNF'd that. So we have a total page count for this vlog, which is almost 1,500. I read 1,471 pages. Not a lot of great reads because I had a 5-star read and a 1-star, so there's a lot of range. I feel like I've been pushing it a little bit too much by reading too many audiobooks, especially a book a day. So I think for the last week of May, I'm gonna take a break. To see how that goes, check out my next vlog right after this. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and let me know what books you read during the week, how Asian Readathon is going for you. And if you're not participating, let me know what a 5-star read you had this month is, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!